From your news leader, this is a Jet 24 Action News Special Report. Finding Hope Together, a community conversation.
The battle against racism reaches a boiling point in Erie and across the country.
People are now demanding better. Tonight, we are finding hope together. Good evening. Welcome to Finding Hope Together, our special report on improving race relations in Erie.
For the next half hour, we'll discuss where we stand and where we need to go. Also, the role that each one of us can play. Taking a closer look at systemic racism. We've heard the phrase quite a bit, but what does it really mean? Then we'll ask the question, why the protests? Some cities like Erie just saw a few, while others like Portland, now Kenosha, Wisconsin, still dealing with unrest. Fixing the relationship between police and the minority community. What can be done and who's responsible? And finally, achieving equality. The effort to go from talk to action has been a goal. So how do we make this progress reality? Joining us tonight, spreading out in 3 different studios to provide social distancing, Erie Mayor Joe Schember and Bishop Dwayne Brock. Also in studio is Erie Police Chief Dan Spizzarni.
And coming to us from the studios of WQLN TV are Erie Police Sergeant Tom Lennox, Erie School Board member Angela McNair, and community activist Andre Rosado from Erie Equal. We want to thank everyone, first of all, for joining us. So let's begin that conversation. As you said, systemic racism has become a topic it's often talked about, but rarely defined, and even the experts are getting help when it comes to understanding what exactly it means.
That's right. In many cases, it's not as obvious as the displays of racism or hate that you may envision. According to a June 10th article in the New York Times, Merriam-Webster is revising their definition of racism at the urging of a recent college graduate. 22-year-old Kennedy Mitchum wrote to Merriam-Webster, arguing their entry should better explain systemic racism as, quote, prejudice combined with social and institutional power. It is a system of advantage based on skin color. So let's begin our conversation with the obvious question. What is systemic racism? Is that a good definition? Bishop Dwayne Brock, let's begin with you. What's your opinion? What's your take on that definition? And what do you define systemic racism to be?
I think that particular definition is well applied, well defined, because racism today has morphed into institutions all over the country, all over the world. In fact, in the criminal justice system, we find that there are a disproportionate number of African Americans in the prison system, and the application of laws towards the African American community in many cases demonstrates racism. So I think the operative phraseology is institutionalized racism. That's where systemic racism comes from.
Well, describe, though, the extent of racism in Erie right now here on August 27, 2020. Bishop Brock.
Once again, the question again, please.
Well, how would you describe the extent of racism as we stand right now today?
I think we have gone backwards. And this is not a criticism of what's happening in Erie, but I think totally within the confines of the United States of America, it seems that we are back into the 60s with recent developments in Kenosha, what's happening in Portland, and the George Floyd incident. It seems that our president is a reincarnation of George Wallace. And the character of prejudice and bigotry and the cold phraseologies is being emanated from the White House is creating an atmosphere where people who subscribe to white supremacy are feeling comfortable in doing what they're doing. And then, of course, the rise of vigilanteism, which we had just seen that just the other day. So I think this is a serious situation that as a whole, as a nation, we are going backwards, and yet I am praying and believing that Erie, Pennsylvania will be and can be different.
Well, let's open up the conversation. I want to remind everyone that's here in the Jet studio and also with the help of WQLN over in their studio that feel free to jump in, because we really want this to be a conversation. But when we say things like systemic, it sounds so large, so big, maybe overwhelming. How do you even begin to change this? And I'll send it to WQLN, and let's start with Angela McNair there. Angela? Let's start with Angela McNair there.
My thoughts about systemic racism is that it never really ended. It might have seemed more quiet down, but it never really ended. And now, stemming from the leadership that we now have in place, even up to the White House, it's just made people more comfortable displaying those behaviors to the minority community. Things like prison sentences, things like the way, just the way the hiring practices and things like that, I feel like we shouldn't even be in the position to have to address those things anymore, but we are. As a school board director, even recently, you know, I had to go in and, you know, revise with our administration, our hiring practices, and things like that in 2020 just seem unreal to be happening. It's a lot of work to be done. We need to sit down and we need to have conversations and listen to one another to see exactly what's going on, because I think that people feel like it's not happening, and it's very much happening, it's very much relevant, and it's very real, and to address it, the minority community has to be listened to. That's where we have to start at. We have to start seeing things from their perspective. We can't have people who are not minorities telling us how we feel and what we think and what's happening to us. We need to start by listening to the people that it's happening to, and you know, start from there and see how we can move forward in order to make sure that, you know, these things are happening moving forward. And we need to make some adjustments in all of our systems and how things are being done, and how people are being sentenced, and how people are being treated during arrest, you know, and how people are punished, you know, when things are going wrong. You know, there needs to be some consequences for the way that minorities are being treated in the current day time.
Do we think, though, the way, like, this is at least opening the conversation, because I'm sure there are a lot of people who think there isn't a problem and that people are okay with how everything is. Obviously, if we do start listening, do you feel like people are starting to listen now?
I feel like through protests and things of that nature, people are starting to recognize it. But as far as listening and making swift and abrupt changes in how things are being done, no, because obviously, you know, the things that we were, you know, during such a pandemic such as COVID, we're still seeing black men being killed, you know, by police officers and things like that happening. And we see blatant racism going on, even in, you know, this current condition that we're in. So I feel like, you know, people are recognizing because we're making noise, which is something that a lot of us haven't done in a very long time. You know, people like Andre are leading protests, and you know, other people around the community are leading protests. So now I feel like people are starting to listen because we're starting to make a little bit of noise. But if we weren't making that noise, no, I don't think people would get out of their comfort zone. I think people would still be doing what they do.
Well, as Angela just mentioned, the protests in the streets began almost immediately after the death of George Floyd and continue more than 3 months later in several American cities.
Yeah, 5 days after the May 25th killing of Floyd in Minneapolis, the rage and frustration boiled over in downtown Erie. During the night of May 30th, took a violent turn. Police were pelted by chunks of brick, frozen water bottles, and mortar shell fireworks. Then business windows were shattered. Several fires were set. As State Street was being cleared, there was also a well-publicized incident between a protester and the police. City calling it a shove, others would say it was a kick. Now that incident has prompted a civil lawsuit, and so far 24 people have been charged or cited in connection with the riot that evening. So why don't we first turn then, I think we have Chief Spizzarni, or should we talk to Andre Rosado, who they helped to protest that? Or
let's start with Andre Rosado at this point.
Because when this began, did the protest help or hurt in trying to make people understand the movement? If you could, Andre, speak to that.
So I think all in all, first thing is first, America's got to get its act together, and not only America, but right here in Erie. Now, I know a lot of people, you know, even my fellow community members, they don't think that racism exists here in Erie. Racism does exist here in Erie. It's blatant. If you want to take a peek at it, just simply go to any Erie News Now article or story and scroll through the comments. Any news station, scroll through the comments and see what people that live right here in Erie County are saying. Now, the protest did turn violent. That's what kind of got me called to action. I'm the last person who would condone or promote violence and destruction to happen, especially right here in the city that I call home for the past 20 years of my life. So that's what really brought me to kind of a new point in my life. You know, I don't have a history of activism. This is my first time getting into this particular area, and I just felt very emotional that night, and I wanted to do whatever I can to get people to realize that, you know, violence is not the answer, like so many great leaders have said before me. And the real answer is educating those around us and educating, you know, the people that are in power, making sure that we have competent leaders that are helping build and pave the way for us to move forward. The only way we're going to be able to get past all these issues is if everybody opens their eyes and realizes it's 2020. Your great-great-great-grandparents had their fun. You know, my ancestors suffered dearly. I'm African American and Puerto Rican. I'm a minority on both sides of my family, and it's a new age. There's no room for hate. There's no room for nasty comments. There's no room for racial slurs. There's no room for systemic racism. There's no room for anything but love and positivity. If we really want Erie to become a better city and enhance the quality of life, not only for the minority community, but as well as the other communities that are inside of Erie County, we all have to look to each other and take care of our neighbors, take care of our friends, take care of the people that we work with, make sure jobs are easily accessible, make sure that people are being treated fairly, make sure there's a fair living wage, make sure there's easy access to higher education. I can just keep going on until you guys fall asleep. There's a lot of problems, and I just pray, you know, I pray that we get competent leaders that can help us solve these problems and don't give us broken promises. Erie's been ruled by Democrats, and I'm not trying to make this political, and I'm not saying I'm a Republican either, so don't take me out of context. But Erie's been ruled by Democrats for, you know, decades and decades, and I think minorities are too quick to vote for one party or the other. Both parties give us broken promises. Don't waste your vote. Make sure you vote for somebody that's competent, somebody that's genuine, and somebody that has your best interest in Erie County's interest at heart.
I want to jump in here because we do have the leader of the city of Erie, Mayor Joe Schember here. I'd like to ask the mayor at this point to respond to Mr. Rosado's comments and also tell us what you think the protests have meant for the city of Erie, because often you have said one of your primary goals is to root out racism.
Absolutely. I say it over and over again, and I'll be saying it over and over again as long as I'm mayor. If I accomplish nothing else as mayor, I want to eliminate racism and prejudice from Erie so every individual in Erie is accepted for the unique strengths and talents that I believe everyone possesses. If we can get to that point, this is going to be an incredible place. It's going to be a model city for Erie, and that's what we're working hard to try to accomplish. I started that by picking my staff back when I first got elected over 2.5 years ago. I'm very proud of the fact that Michael Outlaw is my liaison to the minority community. He's got a very important role. We're in very close touch on a day-to-day basis. Nika Nastari Carpenter, a new American from Asia, is our liaison to that group. And I've got several young guys that are in different roles. My chief of staff is a woman. The new head of our new planning department is a woman. I just promoted an African American woman to head up our economic community development department. That is the first African American woman to run any department within the city of Erie. So I'm doing all I can on a day-to-day basis, every day, to try to end racism and prejudice, and I will continue to do that.
But do you believe that it's moving the needle on racism in Erie?
Especially since May 30th.
Right.
Yeah, you know, May 30th was a big wake-up call, and I think it did motivate us and made us look at things maybe a little bit differently to act even more quickly. So we never want to overreact, try to push too much, but I believe we're making progress. We'll continue to work on that. You know, one of the most recent things we've accomplished is our policemen are going to start wearing body cameras as soon as we go through training and have the equipment ready to go and all. So there'll be evidence at every scene the police are at as to exactly what happened. They can't say one thing if something else is actually what happened. Part of that will also be cameras on the cars. So any incident our police are involved in, we'll have camera angles from the police, each policeman's body camera, as well as from the vehicles they drive. So we're doing things like that to try to end racism. Does racism still exist? I absolutely agree, it still does. One of the most important things we're working on right now is looking at police policies. We're looking for any inherent racism in them, and we're going to change it and take it out.
Mayor Schimber, coming up next, we're going to take one quick commercial break. We are going to talk, though, about picking up the pieces, how police in the minority community can begin the process of healing and trusting, and can it be done? Stay with us.